Welcome back, everyone, to Little Paul of Horrors. I am Little Paul, and this is Little Paul of Horrors. Thank you so much for joining my channel. Thank you so very much for watching my channel. Thank you so very much for visiting my channel. And stick around. I got stuff to talk about here. Yeah. Can you see it in the back? Can you see what my green screen is saying right now? It's saying that I'm going to be talking about one of the best horror movie franchises that are in development right now. Terrifier 2. Now, I know this looks like 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 plus 2 is 4, right? But it's not. It's 2. But I'm just, kind of making it like 2. Like 2 here and 2 there. And forget about it. It's 2. It's 2. It's 2. Like this. Like 2. Get it? 2? Okay. So, it's Terrifier 2 with Art the Clown, who's come back to wreak havoc again. The sadistic mime clown who just loves to use inventive ways of hacking people to bits. It's gore, and it's fun. Now, Terrifier 2 was directed again by Damien Leone. He was the director of the first movie, and the cast are the following. So we have Lauren Lavera, and she plays Sienna Shaw in this movie. She is the heroine. And then you have David Howard Thornton, who comes back and reprises his role as Art the Clown. And Elliot Fulham, he plays Jonathan, who is Sienna's younger brother. Then we have Sarah Voigt as Barbara, who plays the mother of Sienna and of Jonathan. Kelly Hyman as Brooke, and she plays Sienna's friend. We have Casey Hartnett as Allie, and she plays Sienna's friend as well. From there, we have Charlie McKelvin McKelveen as Jeff. He plays the boyfriend of Brooke, who gets a really nasty kill scene. And if you're a guy, cross your legs and kind of protect yourself in the nether yaya when you're watching that scene. Then we have Emily McLean as the little pale girl, the sadistic little pale girl who sits inside, who like Art can see and certain people can see, who inside the laundromat craps all over the floor. Yeah, that girl's kind of really screwed up and demented looking, and I love it. It's so good. And then at the end of the movie, because I am a huge wrestling fan, please God forgive me for having said that. No, don't forgive me. I'm not ashamed of it. I love wrestling. I love it. He was in WCW, he was in WWE, and unfortunately right now he's in AEW, which I can't stand because it's a garbage federation, but he's there right now too, and it's Chris Jericho, and he plays the nurse. So, this movie, oh wow. This movie, well, first it actually started being produced. So they started filming the movie back in 2019. And as they were filming the movie, they had filmed most of the movie itself. So most of the scenes were done, the acting was done, everything that was within the script was filmed. But they still had to do, sometimes in movies they still have to do some, retakes, finish some, photography, and not only photography but cinematography. They had to finish the cinematography takes. But then COVID happened in 2020. So there were the lockdowns and they couldn't continue with the movie. So that was kind of put a hitch in their plan. But 2021 rolled around, the vaccines came out, things started to open up a little bit more. We were still, under lockdown, but not as badly, if I still remember it well, because, that just scarred me very much. But from there, they finished the movie and they decided that they were going to release it on October the 6th of 2022. And they did. And it came out to rave reviews. Now, what I like about this movie, first of all, I'm increasingly enjoying the gore and the slasher aspect of horror movies. Like I mentioned in the first Terrifier review that I did, and if you haven't watched it, go and watch it on my channel. It's there. I never really saw myself as a person who was I'm not a horror fan who will immediately go to gore, right? I don't mind it. I'll watch it. But after having watched the second Terrifier, I'm increasingly enjoying it. You know why? Because I feel that it's a cathartic way for you to be able to get and release the anxiety and frustration and anger that you could be, holding on to during the day because of XYZ reason, and just be able to sit down and watch a person hack people to bits and just be like, it's done. And then you feel better because you know it's all fake. Because I'm not advocating for anybody to do it for real, not at all. That's not the point. I'm just saying that sometimes you just want to let go of all that anxiety and that anger and that, grrr, Hulk me smash type feeling, and, watch these movies, and it helps. It's, therapeutic. Anyway, so we go back into the movie, and the movie is very simple and straightforward. So it uses the KISS method. People who watch this movie, I have spoken to the people who like and the people who don't like. And I keep on hearing the same reason, or usually the same reason why people don't like this. And they say, it's gore porn. It's gore porn. Really? It's gore porn. No, it's not gore porn. You're a silly person, you're immature, and you're overanalyzing something. This movie is a horror movie. In a horror movie, you have different types of genres. You have horror movies that are directed and veered more towards the paranormal. Then you have the ones that are veered more towards the, I guess you could say, mystery thriller type of horror, like Silence of the Lambs, right? Perfect example. Horror, but mystery thriller inside it too. And then we have the slasher films. Like, a big chunk of horror is slasher films. For crying out loud, you had that happen in the 70s, you had it happen in the 80s, especially in the 80s, right? You had all of these like killers that were coming out and slashing people to bits and pieces. It's part of the genre, right? Now, if you don't like it, I get it. I understand it. You don't want to watch it, don't watch it. Like, just don't watch it. It's there if you want to watch it and appreciate it. And if you don't want to watch it, be an adult, shut your mouth, stop with this whole, it's gore porn, and just don't watch it. If it doesn't appeal to you, don't watch it. Like myself, I'm not a big fan of black and white movies. I don't watch them. I just find that black and white movies, like there are some that I can watch, like, I don't know, Sorry, Wrong Number. That was a really good movie. This is from I think it was the late 40s or the 50s. It was a good movie, but I will watch black and white movies once in a while if I want to, right? It's if you choose to. But I'm not a big fan because I always found that the black and white movies, they overacted stuff. The actors weren't up to par. That's just my own personal opinion. Like there was a lot of overacting, If you watch the movies, you'll understand. Like, you never get me, and they pick up, I don't know. It's just like, they're just, for me, it's not my thing, okay? But, you can still appreciate them for the value that they give to other people and the value that they give to cinema and art. Fine. It's the same thing with horror movies, and the same thing with gore porn, horror. Gore horror is not porn. If you want to watch porn, go on to Pornhub or go on to anything else and you'll watch porn there. This is not porn. This is just gore. It's people, it's a person who's running around and killing people. And yes, there's a lot of blood. There's a lot of guts. Hence the name slasher gore horror. That's the reason behind it. That's the basic, principle behind the movie itself, is to shock you with blood and guts and sadistic killings because it's part of that genre. That's what it is. So put on your big boy pants for all of those people out there who are just offended by these movies. These movies are not meant to offend you. You have a choice. Everyone has a choice. You don't want to watch this movie, don't watch the movie. Shut your mouth and don't watch it. If you want to watch the movie, make a commentary because you like horror movies, then I can get that. That's another point in and of itself. But Terrifier 2 and Terrifier 3, and even some of even the Halloweens that came out, even the most recent the Saws, that's just part of the genre. Like, you look at the Human Centipede, for crying out loud, which is another film that I would like to review one day. But that's really, really, really sadistic. It's really gross and disgusting and fun to watch. Anyway, so we get back into the movie. So the movie also has a great storyline to it that people miss. The storyline is so basic, but people get caught up in this. Why do they get caught up in, oh, it's all about the gore. It's all about the killings. It's not only about that. Damien Leone wanted to do something very simple, and he accomplished that in the movie. See, you don't have to watch the movie and, dissect it for hours on end to obtain the symbolic and allegorical understanding and representation of what the movie expresses. I will not let that go. But it's a movie that throws it right in your face and tells you this is a movie about good versus evil. So Sienna is good. She is represented as, you see, like in the movie, she has the angel wings. She's dressed up as a warrior. She has the sword in her hand. She's like an angel. And then you have Art the Clown, who is the evil entity of the movie. He's the person who is going around and causing all of this destruction and chaos and killings and just like demented, sadistic, executions of these people. And who is there to ultimately battle him at the end? It's Sienna. Sienna has to do it, and she is dressed up to do it. It's so simple, staring you right in your face, and a lot of people miss that. It's just so simple. It's right there. Good versus evil. Angel versus demon. Boom. Right there. You got it. He nailed it. He just nailed it. They fight, and you watch the movie and you see who wins. But another aspect of that movie, sorry for stumbling there. Another aspect of the movie which I really enjoyed is that it had a supernatural feel to it as well. So it wasn't only gore and horror, gore and slash and killing and blood and guts and all that. It had a supernatural element too that reminded me a lot of Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3 Dream Warriors, which is my favorite movie of that franchise. Completely my favorite. So it has the element of that in it too. So Damien Leone, he pays homage to that movie, and then you have the gore, you have the supernatural, and there's obviously some funny aspects to the movie too, which is hilarious because it's also tongue-in-cheek, right? Like, these people know what they're doing. They know that this movie is over the top, but it's over the top in a funny and understandable way and pleasing way too, aesthetically pleasing, because yes, it's gory. Yes, I get it. It's all, people getting hacked and there's a lot of hack and slash and people being killed, and I get it. But again, that's part of the genre, and you have the supernatural aspect in there, and you also have the good versus evil. So people miss that. You see, it's simple. You could watch a movie and derive so much symbolism from it where you don't need to sit down for months on end or take a course or speak to a conference of people about the symbolism of one movie. I will not let that go. I am sorry. I cannot let that go. Go and watch the film, my review on It Follows. Okay, go and watch it. Please go and watch it and tell me what you think if you haven't watched it, because there were people they watched it and there were comments. People just left all of these comments. Like, some people wrote essays. I'm like, you don't need to write an essay. A comment is a comment. An essay is an essay. If you want to write an essay, send it off to your professor at university if you're a university student. And most likely it was somebody who was, or some of these people who wrote this stuff were people that were in university now or college or whatever. But when you watch It Follows, I understood that there was all of the symbolism that you really had to, every aspect and every shot of that film, there was symbolism and allegorical manifestations. I get it. But this movie has symbolic representation in it, and it's very simple. It's just this person who is evil, running around killing people. Is there a purpose? No, because he's sadistic. Evil has no purpose. And on top of that, the movie states, and very clearly, when you watch the ending of the movie, and from the beginning of the movie, because like Art the Clown shoots himself and kills himself in the first one, but in the second one, he comes back. What does that mean? You cannot kill evil. Can you subdue it and conquer it? Yes, but evil will remain. Evil survives. Because without evil, you can't have good. Without good, you can't have evil, type of thing, right? So how can you know what evil is if good doesn't exist in the world? And how do you know what good is if evil doesn't exist in the world, right? So that is another a message within the movie too. So it's right there, right in front of you. And you don't have to sit there and, like It Follows, analyze it until I don't know, you pass out from trying to understand every single, like seriously, when you watch this movie, It Follows, you have to analyze every freaking shot of the film. Do you know that they even analyze, like you can even analyze certain cards that are inside a person's hands and what is drawn on those cards? Like, look, when I'm watching a horror movie, I don't need to, and I don't want to do that. If that's the type of thing that you like, as I mentioned before, it's a subgenre, fine. But for me, and for many other horror movies goers and viewers who love to watch horror movies, you want something that's simple. Keep it simple and straightforward. Just do that. Look how much you get from Terrifier 2. There's so much in it, and it's staring you right in the face. It's not that hard. Now, if you want the artsy, fartsy type of horror movies like It Follows, fine, knock yourselves out. Go and watch it. But, when you vilify vilify, I wouldn't say vilify, that's too strong of a word. But when you harp on a person because they didn't see the movie the same way that you did, because you misunderstood what their commentary was, that's not on them, that's on you. I didn't like it, but Terrifier 2, I did, because it's simple, it's brilliant, it's funny, it's bloody, it's disgusting, it's violent, and it has meaning about good versus evil and the supernatural behind it as well. And also, you have the pale girl who's really, really, really twisted and sick. When I saw that scene where she takes a total crap in the laundromat, I was, yeah. And the expression on her face doesn't change at all. At all. She just like Art and her are just like, even Art looks perplexed. Now, when you know that Art is perplexed, there's something really screwed up with that little girl. Like even he's saying like, that's a little bit too much for me too. Maybe, you think? Anyway, now this movie, do you know how much it cost to make this movie? I'll give you a few moments. I'll even provide some music for you from Jeopardy. Da 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 da. It actually cost $250,000 to make this movie. Do you know how much it grossed? I'll do it again. Should I? No, I won't do it again because that probably was stupid. But it grossed $15.7 million at the box office from $250,000. That's nothing. Sorry. It was nothing to make, but it made so much in return. That's what I wanted to say. Sorry for that before. So it was nothing to make, and it made $15.7 million. That's a huge profit. And now they're making the third one. And the third one, which was supposed to come out on October the 24th of this year, is coming out even sooner, October the 11th. And it takes place during Christmas time. And guess who's going to be in the movie? Guess, horror fans. Guess. Tom Savini, the master of horror himself, is going to be in the movie. The guy who did the makeup effects for Friday the 13th and who was in From Dusk Till Dawn. He is a horror legend and he's going to be in the movie. I cannot wait to see this movie. I am telling you, I am totally jacked to see this movie. So, with that being said, what did you think of my review? Did you think it was good? Did you think it was bad? Do you want to say something? Go right ahead. Leave a comment right down below or comments right down below. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel, please, because, you know, as I said before, there are huge channels out there within YouTube, right? I'm not a Mr. Beast by any stretch of the imagination, but we're still like even small channels like myself are compared to him. We're competition. I'm no competition for Mr. Beast. There's no way that I'm a competition for Mr. Beast. This guy makes millions and millions and millions of dollars. I make millions and millions and millions of nothing. So, with that being said, I would like to say thank you for coming to my channel, for watching me. I hope I entertained you, and leave a comment down below. And until the next time, my horror fans, enjoy the show.